this is optibotimus with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Unique Toys Savage Bull, their take on the Transformers Predacon known as Tantrum. This is their third figure in their Warlord set, or not Predacon, and I like the packaging still on here. I love the fact that they're sticking with this new design. If you remember, there was a slight change between the first release and the second release, and this is staying true to the now second release. But you got an open window package here showing off the toy. You got his sword come around near the bottom, warning, choking hazard, all that crazy stuff. You got you got a funny thing on here. Other members are in progress. We will do your best. Blah blah blah. All that jazz. I can't stand for 1 second without destruction. That sounds like Tantrum. Then you come around here to the back. You got his bull mode, his robot mode, and of course, his leg mode, which is super flexible. And much like I forgot his name, War Rhino, the other leg, he does come with a light up foot. And then down here, it's a Savage Bull is never a reasonable guy. It seems that anger is the only emotion he has. And he always dashes around madly to give vent to his fury. Okay. Which makes others think there's something wrong with his circuitry. He has amazingly good stamina and thick armor, and he can store surplus fuel to supply his teammates. He makes mistakes constantly for his lack of intelligence. Well, okay. But that's the packaging of it, and it says that Savage Bull here, over 40 centimeters in height, the most powerful combiner, Warlord. So there you go. But really cool packaging. I love how they've upgraded this and have kept along those same lines. Really excited to see what they're doing with this, because they seem to improve these figures with each new release. So without further ado, let's get him open and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Savage Bull open up and out of its packaging, and you can see all of his accessories, and like with all the other ones, you do get the nice instruction booklet that as you read it, it's also a little bit of a comic book kind of telling the story, I guess, of the not Predacons. And then flipping it over, you have the rest of the instructions. Now, one thing that I will say is that I really do like this figure a lot more than Ironhead, especially with the arms. I think they did a better job. In addition to the instructions, you also do get the tech spec card, the hard cardboard, or not cardboard, but credit card thickness plastic on here. You got his tech specs on the back. But yeah, the figure, guys, I'm really very impressed with it. Now, the legs, they are pretty much the same. They didn't change too much in terms of that. They look a little bit different, but basically the exact same thing. But they did change the way that these front arms, or not, well, I mean, these also look different than the Ironhead figure, but the transformation on these is so much nicer. But here you have them, and I really do dig this guy. It's still a very nice scale. I love the scaling for this. That's probably the biggest thing that I like so much. It works so nicely with classic figures. It's not too big, it's not too small. I mean, it is just basically classic version of the Predacons. It's not an updated look really or anything. It's taking the original vintage look and just really updating it, which is what I like with the classic line just in general, and one of the biggest reasons why I prefer the Unique Toys versions over every other version that's currently out there. I just think that for my collection, this looks much nicer. Now, for his accessories, he does come with the foot, and honestly, I don't know which foot is which. I have both the feet now, and I don't know if this is his or if this one's actually Ironhead's, but you got 2 feet now. They're exactly the same. I don't even think it says left or right on here, but they are exactly the same, with the exception of the fact that this has the ankle tilt that goes this way, and then this one has an ankle tilt going the opposite. Oh, well, that does pop off. It's kind of a pain in the butt. There we go. I mean, it's not glued or anything. It just sits there. But getting this back on, and then it just pegs down. But you can see that's really the only difference, is the ankle tilt angle. So whichever leg is which, and you can still peg this into his back. You got the 2 little holes right here, and then you would take his tail, tuck that down, and then you got the actual nubs right there that all you do is just come around here, line that up, put that there. Let's see, come on, get that lined up nicely, and then angle that down, and now you have the back cannon, although it popped off. Let's see, come on, let me get, oh, the legs weren't pushed together all the way. All right, so there's that and that. All right, and then you angle that down, and now you have his little back cannon, which again I think is really very cool. This legs, I mean, you can have that. I do dig it. I really do like that. It's a very nice, again, like I said, classic look, and it totally works for me. He also does come with his sword. Get that out of there, which is different than all the other ones in terms of the design. This has a more of a kind of like a bat look to it, so I really do like it, and I love the fact that all the swords are different. I think that's very unique, very cool, and very much does remind me of the way that the original G1 toys were. So really very cool. Now setting that off to the side, and like I said, the transformation on here is pretty much identical to what we got with Ironhead, but the arms are a lot better. I really do think so. To transform them, first what you want to do is split these up just down the center like so, and then give these a nice little tug and extend them all the way down like so, making sure that they're all the way extended, because you don't want to have them have one leg longer than the other. These bits are really stiff to pull out, and these are his feet. So there's one foot, and then there we go. There's the other one, and then these little bits right here, they're going to accordion downward like so, and then you just fold this up, rotate this around like so, and then you tuck that along the back of his leg. Do that on this side as well. Fold that in, rotate that around, tuck that into the little cavity on the back of his leg, and here you have his legs pretty much done. And then, like I said, these arms are just so much nicer. You just get this out of the way, kind of angle this. These little bits here, just separate that, and then angle this down. And you want to rotate this section down and around like that. And then, is that actually, oh yeah, that's okay, that's right. And then do that on this side as well. Separate that, bring that down, rotate that around like so, straighten that all the way out, come around here to the back, just tuck these arms from the animal mode, tuck those up like that, take the shoulder bits, tuck those down. You can, these shoulders are on little sliding joints, you can just slide those forward a little bit and then rotate the head, and that's it. There you have Savage Bull in his robot mode. And of the 3 figures from Unique Toys in their Not Predacon line that I've already taken a look at, I really do think that Savage Bull is the best of those 3. Each release just seems to improve upon the previous release just a little bit. And this one, I really think that the biggest improvement were done in the arms. I think it's a much easier transformation, and it's not as kind of fiddly as Ironhead was. Especially with these animal limbs, they stay up there a lot nicer, and they look much better when it's actually he's just standing there. It doesn't look as ugly, I don't think. As you can see, you do have a sword that you can have him hold and everything like that. So overall, really very nice. And like I said, there's a gradual improvement with each figure. So for a comparison, here it's the Savage Bull figure, and here you have him next to Ironhead and Warhawk. And as you can see, there is also a very subtle difference in terms of the coloring on here, which is pretty accurate to the way that the G1 toy was. They all had slightly different orange colors, which I really do dig, and I like how that carries over. As I said, these really do remind me of just updated G1 toys, and that works so nicely for me. And then for another comparison, here you have him next to the vintage figure, and as you can see, there is a lot of similarities. I mean, I love the way that they did the head. I really do wish that the actual face sculpt here was a little bit more yellow, much like that is. But that's more of a nitpick than anything else. But very similar. You got the red feet, you got the black legs. The side bits here are orange, whereas these ones are gray, but there is some silver there, so it's not too bad. Same thing here, you got the gray arms, you got the silver arms, black, and then you can see that the orange color nicely matches. Yeah, I mean, you also have the little shoulder bits right here, which is nicely replicated on the new figure as well. So really very nice, but you can see that there is a big difference in terms of the size. These things were huge, especially by official Transformer standards. These guys were just really massive. Now for his articulation, the head will look left and right. I guess you could say up and down because of this. One thing I didn't show off is that his mouth is open in his bull mode, so that's really very cool. So really all you're getting is a left and right motion. The shoulders here are on ball joints, so a nice range of motion. There is a little bit of clearance issues with these guys, and when you bend it, you're well, especially when you bend it at the elbow, that's going to get kind of ugly. But you can rotate these around towards the bottom, and that's all part of it. It just makes it look a little bit bigger in his forearms, I guess. It's probably just personal preference, whatever you really want to do, but you can move those down there so that it doesn't really hinder that at all. So there's that. The forearms do rotate, but again, you have to get that out of the way. They are on a ball joint as well, so there's a range of motion there as well. Get that tucked back in, and there's a little fiddleness to this. There's no question about it, but I still really like the way that it is. So there's that. The waist rotates. There's a squeakiness to it, so hopefully that's not stripping anything. The hips around ball joints, they move forward and back, in and out. You got these little pieces right here that do slide outward so that you can get a nice range of motion with the legs. He also rotates at the upper part of the thigh, bends at the knee, and then the feet have a little bit of pivot, so you can have them walking, I guess, doing something like that if you really wanted to. That's your personal preference. So articulation wise, very nice, and it's got a lot of the joints. Posability is a little bit more limited because of some of the clunkiness, especially around here in the arms. But honestly, most people are going to be displaying this as Predaking, or I'm sorry, Warlord. So that being said, getting it to his limb mode, we're basically going to his bull mode. So just take these, tuck these in, just like so. We're going to rotate these. This is a little tricky to do when you're trying to get this to fold up to where it's supposed to be. You have a little tab right here along the inside of the outside of his shoulder, and then a little slot. It's really kind of hard to see that you just have to wiggle and get that to line up just perfectly so that you can actually push that in there just like so. And once you get it, it's easy, but it is a pain in the butt to do sometimes. So then you want to take this, fold this forward just like that, and then you're just going to rotate these around. Well, we'll do that here in a second. Take this. This is a pain in the butt. I'm going to take my little tweezers here and just kind of get this out. It's really very stiff here, and it's really difficult to get this out, but there we go. Hopefully that means that the joints are going to be really secure when we're actually getting them into the full-on Predaking look. So we're going to just do that. We're going to rotate this around, and then you have another little notch right here that slots right inside there. So just angle that, get that just like so, and then these little guys just droop down here. So do that, get these out of the way. So you can kind of see that you got this little section right inside here. You're just bringing this down, and oh well, I should actually transform the arm the way that it's supposed to be. So there we go, get that rotated around, bring this up, kind of shift this up like so, and there we go, lock that in, then bring this up, bring this back, lock that in, rotate that down just like so. That's really honestly all you have to do. And then take these. Easiest way to do it, kind of get these out of the way, would be to just collapse these legs down and then tuck that in, do the other one, push that in as far as you can, then bring these two halves together, get that all the way up there, there we go, then bring that together like so. Keep these legs just exactly as they are, keep that head down, bring that down. You can bring this down. These actually lock in the side here, which is very nice. Then you got the foot, you got the two little pegs right there, you got the two little holes right there. Just put that in like so, and boom, there you have his leg. That's it. Nothing really to it. I mean, it's very simple. So, I mean, I really do dig it, though. I mean, I think it's a wonderful looking leg mode. And you got the ankle tilt. And again, I don't remember exactly if this is the right leg or not, but you get you get the idea. It will rotate there. This is where its knee's going to be. You can have him folded forward and bring that down a little give a little bit of heel support. So there's going to be a lot of posability in this figure, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really digging it. This is an absolutely wonderful looking, like I said, representation kind of a Predacne's leg. And then I forgot to show this, but these little bits, these also turn on still, so you can still have those green laser beams. So there's the leg. And then going back to his rhino mode, very simple. Pull this out. Now, you can leave these, actually, if you wanted to, tabbed in. I don't know why you would really want to. You lose some of the articulation. So you could leave these tabbed in here and then just rotate this. I'm going to bring this back like so. Bring the head down, flip it around. Now, like I said, you could leave those tabbed in there just if you want to, but we're not going to for right now. Then rotate this. So very simple to go back to his bull mode here from the the actual limb. I really do dig that too. And then just straighten these out. And here you have it. And like I said, if you wanted to, you can leave these locked in there, or you can separate these from the side, and you're obviously going to get more range of motion with it. It's going to be your personal preference. And then I'm going to use his sword to pull his little tail out. Hey, come on, tail. 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 There it is. Little tail. There we go. But absolutely a wonderful figure. Like I said, each one of these new releases just seem to impress me more and more. And honestly, Savage Bull is no exception to that. So really a very cool looking robot, very cool looking bull mode. The transformation is very similar to what we got with Ironheads, but is improved. I really think that the arms are much better on this figure than they were with Ironheads. It's, like I said, an improvement that I really appreciate. And then, like I said, you could open the mouth. So really whatever you want to do. So really that's about it, guys. This is definitely a win for me. I really do like it. I know a lot of people are going for the MMC one. It's personal preference. It really totally is. For me, this just is a much more classic kind of update to those G1 looking toys, and that's really what is selling me on it, and I absolutely dig it, and this is what I recommend. If you are interested in picking this guy up, go ahead and click down on the link in the video description. You'll go to Big Bad Toy Store where you can pick this guy up today. He's in stock and ready to ship. And as I said, I do recommend him. I really, really like him. But beyond that, that's about it, guys. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Keep in touch with me. Find our recent purchases as well as all upcoming video reviews, all at facebook.com/teambotimus. Or you can follow me over on Twitter at twitter.com/optibotimus. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.